Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Colby if you're new here. And I love all things health and nutrition and homemaking. But I also want to come from a very real place all the time. So we are not creating a false illusion of what life is like. But my heart is just that I can uplift you and motivate you in a very real, practical way. What I wanted to do this video on today was, I guess, 5 ways to improve your nutrition choices. Obviously, none of this is medical advice. This is all just things I've learned over the years that have helped me and that I hope will help you as well. So the first thing would be pay attention to how foods feel in your body. For the longest time, I refused to look at foods that I was told were healthy and like superfoods as something that might be causing me a problem. And an example of that is, do you remember when quinoa was being pushed on us all and it was like the best thing and way better than rice and high protein and all that? Well, I felt terrible eating it, but I refused to think that that might be the reason that I was getting stomach aches. Like, unbelievable stomach aches. I would like almost feel like I was shutting down. I just would get like brain fog and like this combination of like exhaustion, but like no way I could sleep because my stomach hurt so bad and it would just blow up like a balloon. It was terrible. But I like refused to look at it as a potential part of the problem because, well, it's a healthy food. It's a superfood. How could this be bothering me? So that's a big tip of mine, is simply paying attention to how foods feel in your body, because I can give you a whole list of healthy foods that don't feel great in my body. So some of the ways this can help is it could reduce brain fog, fatigue, obviously digestive issues and inflammation, those kinds of things, when we actually pay attention to how things feel and we don't just go off of what we're told is healthy. And sometimes there's imbalances in our body that are causing us to not do well with those foods. There's been times where, I couldn't do a lot of fats. It seemed that everything, like avocado, almonds, lots of those things were causing me problems. Even fatty fish like salmon was causing me problems. Now I can eat fatty fish, but I ended up having to go through like a cleanse with a naturopath to get my body to a place where it was able to handle those things again. So just paying attention though, could be the difference between you feeling great and you feeling not so great. So just because it's healthy doesn't mean it's healthy for you in particular. So that's my first tip. So the next thing is consider your why behind your food choices. This is something that has been massive in my personal health journey and journey with food, is truly analyzing, like, am I choosing this particular meal because I know it's going to nourish me, it's going to give me energy, it's giving me protein? Are you choosing your foods based on emotion, based on how you're currently feeling, whether or not you're motivated, whether you had a rough night's sleep and comfort foods just sound like, well, you earned them because maybe you were in a merge with your kid all night and whatnot. And that used to be such a big thing for me, is like, oh, I was up with babies all night and I'm exhausted and like I'll just eat grilled cheese and tomato soup and eat my feelings in chocolate and I deserve it because it was a rough night, rather than coming from a place of like, hey, that was a rough night. I know my body's going to recover from that night so much better if I eat protein, fiber, fruits, and healthy fats. And I'm going to, don't go too crazy on the caffeine. Like, this is how my body will recover from a rough night. Or if that makes sense. It's where you are making choices on your food based on knowledge and based on practicality and based on function rather than based on feelings and emotions. It can even be a place of like, looking for a numbing sense. Like some people go to shopping, other people go to food. So it's just asking yourself, like, what is my reason for this food choice right now? The next thing I would ask you to think about is, where is your information about food coming from? So where are your sources? Are they influencers who have nothing behind their name? Like, they're not certified in anything. They just like to talk about health and fitness. Is it the popular message on social media? Is that where all of your information is coming from? Or are you going to trusted sources of nutritionists and health practitioners and educated individuals that actually have the credentials to give you solid information, where you can trust them and know that, it's not just someone's opinion, but it actually has science-backed evidence behind your choices? And I'm not saying that I agree with every professional's opinion. I think we have our professionals who are very much like, go with what the government is saying is good nutrition. And then we have our professionals who have dug much deeper and come from a more holistic end of things. So be mindful of that as well. I mean, I've seen lots of nutrition information coming from dietitians that rely more so on what the government says your nutrition should be, and not so much on what holistic medicine and holistic nutrition has discovered over the years. So obviously you have to kind of know what camp you lie in and filter accordingly, but I still think you're so much better off making sure whoever you're taking nutrition advice from truly knows what they're talking about, has education behind them, and you're not just following the next influencer. I have nothing against influencers. To some degree, that's exactly what I'm doing here. I am actually certified in sports nutrition, but like I say, no shade on influencers. I just think we have to be aware that they're all coming from a place of their own experiences and sharing what their experience has been. And sometimes we take too much of that onto using it as advice for our own nutrition. And so this point is basically just look at where your sources are coming from, how much you trust them, how much stock you can really put in their opinion. So the next thing, and this is for my Christians, is, are you bringing God into your nutrition choices? So often we get wrapped up in like what the world is telling us about nutrition, and it is a confusing space. Like, you can scroll Instagram and get all the different opposite, like opposing opinions on nutrition. And so I think that's where we just get, this mess in our minds of like, well, yesterday I thought this was right, and today I'm seeing this messaging. And I really think where our clarity comes from is asking Holy Spirit and going to God and just saying, Lord, lead me in what you've designed my body to need, and help me to weed through all of the conflicting messages and see what you have for me. And I think that's where we can find peace in the decisions we're making, and asking him to lead. Like, I know there are people who are like, what does God have to do with your health and fitness? But like, these are our bodies that he gave us, and we have to take care of them. And we have to bring him into that, because he is all knowing. He has all wisdom about what our bodies need. And he did create us as individuals, and he knows our differences from each other. And so, sometimes he is going to lead you down a path that maybe your friend is not taking. And it's not because it's wrong for your friend to not take that path, but maybe it's right for you to take that path in your nutrition. So just asking God to lead and give you peace in the direction, because there are going to be so many options for directions out there when it comes to nutrition. And we really do just need his peace and his understanding and his clarity. So don't forget to bring him into your journey. And my final point is, So the last thing would just be, make it a lifestyle you actually love and enjoy and can kind of romanticize. Like, be excited about your habits, and, you know, don't put all your stock in them, because you're going to have days where they don't all come through. But, you know, think about the feeling you want to feel when you're done eating a meal. Do you want to feel energized and ready for the next thing, or do you want to feel slow and sluggish and kind of blah? And if we can really, you know, understand what we want out of how we feel once we've eaten, and how that impacts our life, then we can start to kind of romanticize it and kind of, you know, see each delicious and nutritious meal that gets put in front of us as just a part of this lifestyle we want to create, and to be excited about it rather than thinking of anything we might be missing out on. I think that's where we can really tap into consistency and at forming true lifestyles. Sorry, I got a friend in the background there. Anyway, I don't know if this was helpful. Let me know in the comments if these types of videos are helpful to you. It's not really a step-by-step, like, implement this and that, but so much of our nutrition is mindset. Like, it's all such a mind thing, and it's understanding where our choices are coming from, and those are the things that keep us going and keep us on track and help us to build on healthy habits. So in my opinion, a lot of this mindset stuff is, and just like asking where our information is coming from, and like really just understanding our reasons for things. A lot of that is like foundational on improving our nutrition choices. So anyway, me and my little sidekick are going to go find something else to do. Like maybe make something in the kitchen or something. But thank you for being here. And please remember to like and subscribe. I am a newer channel, and it means everything when you do those things. So thank you.